Hey, welcome to a God vlog. Despite what you might have heard, God doesn't grade human beings by the religion that we choose, but by the way we choose to love. That is to say, that no one's condemned for the failure to believe in this religion tenet or that religious tenet, or even in God, but rather for the failure in our lives to love this person or that. God and God, whose love doesn't doesn't care what we call it. Love doesn't care what we call it, but that we go out and do it. That we believe in love and act loving in the world. And biblical warrant for what some people think is this heretical sounding notion can be found in Jesus' wonderful story of the goats and the sheep, which is in Matthew 25 at the end there at verses 31 to 46. And in that story, those who tend to the needy, those who tend to the needy, are declared righteous and worthy of eternal life. And this indicates that righteousness and salvation is not a matter of correct belief. There's not a word in there about what you're to believe, but it's about correct action which boiled down amounts to love of neighbor. And notably, the goats in Jesus' story are those who fail to tend to the needy. And Jesus' message is loud and clear that there's no salvation for those who fail to tend to those in need. In other words, there's no eternal life without love of neighbors. And in the stories, neighbors specifically include the needy, those who are hungry, thirsty, naked, strangers, the sick, in prison. And I find it most interesting that Jesus' story not only teaches that belief gets us nowhere unless we tend to Christ and others, but that even those not claiming a belief are saved by their love of others. And what intrigues me is it suggests that God does not so much care whether we claim a belief in God as whether we claim through our actions a belief in love. And since God is, after all, love, this makes a lot of theological sense. There's all kinds of names for God. What it boils down to is God is love. And if you believe in love and you don't even want to call it God, that's what matters. That's what the story suggests matters. It doesn't matter what you believe, but what you do. And going one step further, Jesus' story also suggests that those who believe in love actually believe in God, whether they acknowledge it or not, and they are rewarded for acting on that belief. All told, love, not belief, makes us righteous and saved. And there are those who are not theists like I am, atheists, who might take offense at claiming that no matter what, you're believing in God. But it's just that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that from a theistic standpoint, from a Christian standpoint, if you believe in love, that's good enough. Thanks for joining me. My name is Reverend Scott Elliott. I'm the pastor at Riviera United Church of Christ. Go in peace, knowing that you're loved and that you matter much.